Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here, and this is my absolute favorite time of year. It's that calm period after Christmas, but before New Year's Day. And the reason I love this time so much is that it's a time to reflect on all that we accomplished in the previous year and also get really excited about setting some big goals that we want to accomplish in the upcoming year. Now, before I get into, all that I want to accomplish in 2021, and there's plenty, I want to look back on the goals that I set for myself this time last year. And those of you who follow me on Instagram know that I'm rather obsessed with goal setting and goal achieving, and that one of the tricks that I use to make myself 42% more likely to achieve any goal that I set for myself is I write it down. And I kind of get carried away with it, but I want to go through and just show you the goals that I did achieve, the goals that I didn't achieve, and I think you'll find that through the techniques that I use, I actually achieve my goals more often than not. So without further ado, let's dig right into it. I like to write it down, obviously. 2020 goals, I did this on Instagram as an exercise with my followers this time last year, and my strategy was to break my goals down into several categories that are really important to me, and I knew I wanted to really, set something that I called a do-it goal. This is a goal that I really wanted to happen. It was extremely important to me in each category, and then also a reach goal, and that was, if everything goes just right, maybe I'll be able to hit that reach goal. Categories include family, fitness, Run Gum, my business Run Gum, YouTube, hobbies that are near and dear to my heart, and last but not least, my other company, Symmonds LLC. I put family first because family always comes first in my life, and this year was no different. I got married. That was my do-it goal. I was engaged in 2019, and my wife and I my fiance at the time, knew that we wanted to get married in the year 2020. And that almost didn't happen. That was, we actually were scheduled to get married in May in 2020, and when everything got locked down, it made it really hard to pull off a wedding. But fortunately, we were always planning on doing an immediate family-only wedding in our backyard, and we were actually able to do it without violating any of the governor's guidelines. So this was awesome to achieve. I didn't have a reach goal because this is such a monumental goal. I felt like this was enough for me. And I'm just so glad that we were able to do that in 2020. Fitness goals. You guys that follow me on my main channel, Nick Symmonds, saw me achieve this goal just a couple months ago. It was to ride a century, 100 miles in one day on a bike. And it was awesome. We made a kick-ass video. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it in the description below. But it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience, and it was so fun to share that with you guys on Instagram and also on my other YouTube channel. I didn't set a reach goal. I actually, that's one of my regrets, is not setting a bigger reach goal. But, being able to accomplish this one, which is something I'd always wanted to do, and the regrets of not setting a bigger reach goal, I'm going to set the craziest goal for 2021, and I'll announce that next week on my main channel, Nick Symmonds. So stay tuned for that. Now, I'll come back to this one, but YouTube, on my main channel, I only had one channel when I started 2020. My goal was to get to 250K subscribers. At the time, when I set that goal, I only had about 100,000 subscribers. So the idea of going from 100 to 250K subs in just 1 year seemed pretty daunting. But we pulled it off, and actually, if you go to that channel, we have over 300,000 subscribers now. So those of you who are subscribed to my main channel, massive, massive thank you. And thank you guys for subscribing to this channel as well. Now, my reach goal was 1 million subscribers, and I knew that was pretty much unrealistic unless something crazy happened, but that sounds like it may be a good goal for 2021. Hobbies. This is one that I probably get most excited about because I'm somewhat of a hobby-driven person. But my hobbies this year, my two main hobbies in my life are fishing and flying. And I'd always wanted to get my private pilot's license. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to have my private pilot's license. Again, a goal that was almost completely derailed by 2020. I was scheduled to take my check ride. A check ride is what you do with the FAA when you're ready to take your test. Kind of like when you're trying to get your driver's license, you have to take a ride and prove that you know what you're doing. Well, similarly, you have to take a check ride and pass a test, oral and written, to get your private pilot's license. And my check ride was scheduled to happen March 30th, March 31st. And of course, due to the pandemic, it was canceled. Canceled for 2.5 months. But I kept studying. I came back and practiced. And on June 30th, 2020, I got my private pilot's license. Now, I set a reach goal of buying a plane, and I thought that that was somewhat unrealistic. But once I had my private pilot's license, all I could think about was how bad I wanted to buy a plane. And so a month later, I actually flew down to Phoenix and bought my beautiful plane. It's an RV-7A. This is a little two-seater plane that goes about 200 miles an hour. I freaking love this plane. I'm so glad I accomplished both those goals. And I'm trying to think what kind of goals I want to set in the hobbies category in 2021. Now, the last two, Nick Symmonds LLC and Run Gum, those are my two businesses. And boy, 2020 was a really tough year for business. You know, I have a lot of friends in the restaurant industry, a lot of friends in the gym industry, and my heart goes out to every entrepreneur out there who has been struggling through this year. I was actually able to double my revenue between 2019 and 2020. A lot of that came from just being creative. Like, I wrote a book that I sold, and I did more brand deals, and I launched another YouTube channel. So I had to really hustle for this one, but I got that one, and I don't know, I'll have to double check my taxes at the end of the year, but I'll be close to tripling it. I don't think I'll be able to do that again in 2021, but we'll get to that later. And then last but not least, this one is a real kick in the balls. I really wanted to double Run Gum's revenue. We had a phenomenal year in 2019. Run Gum went nationwide in Target, nationwide in Walmart, and we almost tripled revenue from 2018 to 2019. And I really wanted to double revenue again. I think we would have done it, but Q2 was catastrophic for everybody, and that Run Gum was no exception. We had one of the worst quarters we've ever had, and I think that's what really cost us this goal. But we are still in business, and we're thriving, actually. Run Gum, for those of you wondering, has come out of that slump in Q2. Q3, we expanded in Walmart, and I think 2021's I know 2021 is going to be the best year of our business life, because something massive is coming down the pipeline. I can't tell you about it yet, but on April 10th, I'll be able to tell you what's going down, and it is an insanely large announcement. So that was my 2020, goals in a nutshell. Basically, I accomplished all of my goals, even some of my reach goals. I missed out on one, but I'm not going to be too hard on myself for that one. Now, this video is getting kind of long, but I need to talk to you guys about 2021. It's such an enormously exciting feeling to know that we have an entire year, a clean slate, to do whatever we want, 365 days to accomplish all that we want, to, run faster, jump farther, be a better husband or a better wife or a better brother or sister, whatever your goal may be. I want you to spend the next few days thinking about that goal. And on January 1st, I want you to wake up and I want you to write that goal on a sheet of paper. Right here, I don't know if you can see this. It says, live every day like a champion. When I was 18, I wrote that on a sticky note. I put it next to my bedpost. On the other bedpost, I wrote 150 for 800 meters. That was my dream, was to break 150 for 800 meters. By living every day like a champion, I was able to do that just a few months after I wrote that goal down. And ever since then, I have been obsessed with goal setting and goal achieving. And on Friday, we will go through an exercise where I'll actually tell you all of my goals for 2021. Stay tuned for that. But first, I got to give away a pair of shoes. You guys know I give away a pair of shoes every single Tuesday. And all you have to do to enter to win a pair is follow me on Instagram at Nick Symmonds. And today's winner, I choose these at random, but this kid's great. I think he tries to be the first to like or comment on every photo that I post on Instagram. It's Master Ewald Constantino Atok, if I said that right. I hope I did. But hey, I appreciate you following me. I appreciate everyone who follows me on Instagram and who has subscribed to my YouTube channels. I'll see you guys in just a couple days.